Thank you, Luke. Much appreciated.
What's your immediate reaction to Maliki stepping down? And it was a fairly safe way. It was bloodless. And how much do you honestly think this new prime minister can unite the country? It seems that the administration and Congress are putting a lot of faith in one man to try and bridge these sectarian divisions that have lasted in Iraq for many, many, many centuries. Well,
that's true, Luke. And we had the same faith and hope on Maliki, and what a great disappointment he had been, just like Karzai had been in Afghanistan. We've had failed leaders in these difficult positions, but now Abadi's role is much more crucial because we've got this growing threat of ISIL or Islamic State or whatever their names they're using today that already controls large swaths of Syria, now a big area in Iraq, and if that threat is not controlled, it could destabilize Jordan, Lebanon, and really damage our U.S. interests and our national security threat. Now, that specialist said that this is an Iraqi problem. While that is true, if we ignore that threat, it will soon become a U.S. problem. So I'm worried about the stark difference between the way we framed the problem of ISIL and at the same time so many limitations on the military.
Can the new prime minister in Iraq succeed without significant prolonged U.S. involvement within the country?
He must. But first of all, the United States needs to show more support for the Kurds. These are some real fighters who are willing to take ISIL on as the terrorist threat that they are. We need to get more involved with getting the Kurds to build up their army and fight ISIL. And we need to see what Abadi's real mission will be. Is he going to treat the ISIL threat as part of his new government? Also, we're worried about his alliances with Iran. Iran has been very fulsome in their praise of Abadi, which makes us all very...
But do you foresee the United States being directly involved in Iraq at least throughout the next year, considering the security situation we face there with advisors and airstrikes?
I hope that we do get involved and that the president has said no boots on the ground. But our technology, Luke, is so advanced. Our ability to do drone strikes and to help fighters like the Kurds, it doesn't mean that we would get involved. Of course, the limitations with the War Powers Resolution of 1973, but I think that the president does have the authority now to do these limited airstrikes. He had the authority for these humanitarian mission that was so flawlessly carried out. And if it is going to be a prolonged, direct involvement, then he must come back to Congress. But I think that this is a war-weary nation, but we need to confront this threat. And I think that there are ways to do it without getting boots on the ground. And I hope the president comes to Congress, asks for that authorization. We need to deal with this threat.
So limited engagement for the foreseeable future. Congresswoman Ros-Lehtinen, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.